Hi, and welcome back to the Muslim channel. This is the Business and Lifestyle Show. So tonight, we're going to look at some of those things that you may think about and look at them as things that you can brush under your carpet, but in the actual sense, they're actually real. You may look at them and think they are not real, but in the actual sense, they're actually real and they're existing in this world. But before we do so, if this is the first time you are actually seeing us, remember to follow, remember to comment, remember to subscribe, remember to hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. So, right about now, I'm going to take you through some of the harsh realities of life that most of the people don't want to hear or they don't want to know. But in the actual sense, they actually do exist. Harsh reality number one is we are not born equal. This is the reality of life. We will never be born equal. You and me know this, okay? This life, if it were perfect, and we're living in the perfect world, there would be no one who is actually segregating the other over the color. No one would be segregating the other over where they come from. No one would be biased of the kind of language that the people use. But unfortunately, the life that we live is subject to people's opinion. There's no way you're going to stop anyone from finding or having their own opinion on where you come from. Comment down below. Let me know if what I'm talking about is something that you understand. At the end of the day, in the life, we have to understand that the reality of living, we don't have to look at where someone was born. We don't look at their skin color. We don't have to look at their gender. The reality of life is that we all have to coexist and we need to accommodate each other. Life is very precious. What you need to understand is that we need to respect each other and then be cordial to each other and pay respect to each other. At the end of the day, what would be the meaning of life if you cannot make your own decisions, if you cannot even be comfortable in the country you're born in, or in the city, or in a place where you're born in? How will you be comfortable? Tell me this. Comment down below. Can you ever be comfortable if someone is judging you by your skin color, by your gender, by probably where you come from? Okay, so at the end of the day, comment down below. This is harsh reality number one. Do you believe me? Do you actually coincide with me on this? Comment down below. Let me know if you share the same kind of opinion when it comes to this kind of harsh reality number one, that at the end of the day, we are not born equal and we just have to find peace with it and understand that this is how life has to move and we are all different. Harsh reality number two, if emotions control you, then you are still lost, okay? In life, we are not controlled by emotions. The moment you let emotions control you, you have lost the game, okay? In life, a wise man is the one that knows how the emotions are going to be of his benefit, how these emotions are going to play out to his advantage. Okay, and this person will not go ahead and let his emotions control him, but rather he will be the one to control his emotions. A person who has control of his own emotions is a person that you can always make peace with and make sense with. At the end of the day, we need to understand that a person who is filled with emotions is going to be subject to irrational decisions. And at the end of the day, you'd never know who you're going to hurt. And when you keep on doing this, people are going to be offended. And when people are offended, you're going to end up insulting people. When people are insulted, they're not going to be comfortable with you. And this is why you find certain people, they always lose the relationships that they have worked so hard to actually keep and make. Why? Because you are an emotional being. We need to understand that life rewards efficiency to emotion. It's very important that you understand this, that in life is rewarding you for your efficiency, not because of your emotions. No one gives a damn about your emotions. So at the end of the day, you need to soldier up and understand that you're going to be rewarded by emotions, not based on you're going to be rewarded based on your efficiency, not on your emotions. You're going to be rewarded based on your efficiency, not on your emotions. Remember that. Harsh reality. Harsh reality number 3. Your appearance makes a big difference. Yes, you got it right. We need to get this straight, okay? Yes, a book is really indeed judged by its cover. You are not going to be subject to any judgment if someone has not seen how you look. You have to actually first show your face, and someone is going to judge you by your own appearance. That's the first thing people are going to look at when it comes to reality of life. You may not like it, but the truth is people are going to judge you by what you're wearing, okay? How you smell, how you speak, how you talk to people, how you relate, how you interact. People are going to judge you, they're going to judge you based on those kind of, different aspects of life. But in the end, if you feel like the world is being unfair to you, the people are treating you very unfairly, what do you have to do? You have to soldier up. You have to work on yourself. If you're too chubby, if you're too heavy, hit the gym. You hit the gym, and then you're going to slim up, okay? Quit junk food, okay? Then make sure that at the end of the day, you're going to buy some nice outfits, such that when you are called up for any meeting or any gathering or any function, you are actually neat and people would like to hang around you. At the end of the day in life, you need to understand that people are attracted by people who are clean and people who look healthy. The more you sway away or deviate from those two qualities, then people are not going to actually associate themselves with you. They won't be happy associating themselves with you. So that is harsh reality number 3 that you need to have to keep in mind. Harsh reality number 4. A person is not defined by what they own, but by what they are valued at. Okay? I'll repeat this. A person is not defined by what they own, but the values that define them. You understand? What does this mean? It means that if you have been a nuisance, for example, and everyone says this guy is a nuisance. If someone says you're a nuisance when you are poor, by the time you get money, okay, what's going to happen is people are not going to change how they perceive you. People are still going to see you as this nuisance with some money now. That's the difference. But they're not going to take away the fact that you are regarded a nuisance. We know so many people who have the money, but people don't accord respect to them. Why? Because you just don't resonate well with the people. People just don't see you as someone who should be accorded respect to. So always understand that at the end of the day, it's the way you behave yourself. It's the way you relate with other people. It's the way you care about the other people. No matter how much riches you might have, at the end of the day, what matters in life is the impact you have on the other person. Okay? So life is not, or it's not defined by what you possess or what you own, but actually by the values that are instilled in you. People are going to cherish you for the values that are instilled in you than what you own. Because at the end of the day, materials or material gains can always go, but your values will never go anywhere. Comment down below. Let me know if I'm communicating on this point. Harsh reality of you being defined by your values, not by your possessions or what you own. That's harsh reality number 4. Harsh reality number 5. If you're not living, you're basically dying. Okay? There's a big difference between being alive and actually living life. These are two different kind of, contrasting concepts of life, but people don't understand them pretty much well. The thing is that you need to understand that life is made up of small moments that are worth cherishing, that are worth keeping, that are worth memorizing about. At the end of the day, if you cannot keep these memories, if on one day you wake up and you are on the deathbed, what is going to happen to you? What's going to happen to you? What's going to make you feel like, what did I do? In life, look at that moment. Comment down below. Look at that moment when you're on that deathbed. Life is going to be the nice moments that you cherish. These are the things that are going to resonate in your mind. And these are the things that you would like to always have in your mind. Always create moments that are worth remembering, even at your deathbed. This will be very important for you to remember. Comment down below if you understand what I'm talking about. Harsh reality number 5. So, harsh reality number 6. Thinking and doing are completely different things. All right? How many people say, I thought about this idea, but they never actually executed it? How many people say, I had this plan, but they never actually delivered on the promise? How many people? When you look at this, it's very interesting how people will always comment and say how much they thought of doing things. People are rewarded by their actions. People are not rewarded by what they feel or what they think or what they actually imagine or envisage. No, people are rewarded by what they do. People are rewarded by their job. The job done is what people reward you for, not what you talked about, because guess what? Talk is cheap. And we all know this, that talk is cheap. So at the end of the day, we need to understand that the more you talk about things, it doesn't really mean that you actually are someone who actually is knowledgeable. All right? At the end of the day, when followed properly, okay, with the right discipline and hard work, a dream can actually turn into a plan. And when a plan is well executed, you can come up with a business. So remember that every time you come up with an idea, try to understand that at the end of the day, life is all about deliverance or delivering, or the outcome. It's not about what you talk or what you say or what you feel. It's about the end product, the artifacts, the deliveries. Okay, that's what matters, and that's what life is all about. Your actions, okay, not the words you say or talk about or your ideas. All right, that is harsh reality number 6. So harsh reality number 4. Money, fame, and success can make you happy. Yes, money, fame, and success can indeed make you happy. It's the truth. Okay, with the money or with enough money in the bank, you can enjoy a better life. Okay, when you're famous, there are high chances you're going to have the best, you're going to attract the best partners in life, or you're going to attract the best spouses in life. Everyone will idolize you. Everyone would love to associate themselves with you. Everyone would love to get married to you or to marry you, all right, when you are famous. We all know this. Comment down below if you know what I'm talking about. Everyone would love to actually associate with someone who is, famous. And then lastly, success. Of course, when you achieve success, you're going to be remembered. Every successful person is remembered. Who is a successful person? A successful person is a person who's able to make an impact on another person, such that when these people leave or when the person leaves, people will always remember him for the impact he made onto the lives of all these different people. So it's very important for you to understand that these 3, parameters are very important. The money, the fame, and the success, they can really make you really happy. We are not saying that actually money can make you or buy you happiness. No, we are not saying that. We are saying that actually money, fame, success, all these different parameters, they can actually give you the security that you need. Success gives you more options. This is the right narrative. Remember this. Success gives you more options. When you have more options, you have a right not to say yes. You have a right to say no. And you have a right to say yes, and you have a right to say no. So at the end of the day, success, fame, and money just give you an added advantage of life. Okay, but it does not necessarily make you happy. But actually money, fame, and success can actually buy you the experiences that can bring happiness in your life. So we are not saying, comment down below, we are not saying that actually money can buy you happiness. No, we are not saying that. What we are saying is money can actually buy you these different experiences that can actually make you experience happiness. That's harsh reality number 7. Harsh reality number 8. Life is a competition. Yes, many people never accept this. Why? Because they don't believe they can ever win. But the reality is, You have to snap out of your dreams and your fantasies. The truth is, life is a race. But the problem with people is they think that they're racing against each other. The reality is you're not racing against one another. You're actually racing against yourself, against the fact that you are either going to be successful or you'd like to fade away into a mediocre kind of life or as a loser. All right? You need to understand that just because you don't think someone is worthy of success, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're right. It doesn't mean that they're not ahead of you. Okay? So many people will wake up and say, you know, that guy is a nuisance. Okay? Why? Because I don't like his behavior. But guess what? This person is leading you in the race. Okay? You realize this. Most of the times, rich people are not liked. The poor always criticize the rich. They will always comment ill about the rich. And they'll always complain about their possessions and all their achievements. This is something that is very common with the poor when it comes to the rich. Just like the rich, they don't mind the poor. So at the end of the day, these are the first 8 harsh realities that I've brought to you. I'm going to be taking a short break and we shall be coming back with the other list of harsh realities that you have to look out for, and you have to stay tuned just right after this break. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that short break. So we were talking about the harsh realities that none of you or even I probably never want to hear. But guess what? These are the realities of life and there's nothing much you can do about them, but just to be aware that they actually do happen and there's nothing we can actually do much about, but just to understand that life has to move along with these harsh realities if we want to live a successful kind of experience in this life. So we talked about some of the key harsh realities in our first session, and now in this second session we're going to be looking at the other key harsh realities that I hadn't yet touched on, and I'm going to present to you right about now. Harsh reality number 9. We were on number 8, so now we're number 9. Harsh reality number 9, if you're counting, is that everyone wears a different mask, and that is according to the occasion, including yourself. So everyone wears a different mask. What do we mean by this? Here we mean that each one of us is always seeking to be liked. Each one of us would love to be liked by people, and we always seek to be liked by people. Okay, comment down below if you actually believe what I'm saying. Most of us love to be liked. Most of us love to be accepted by people. But at the end of the day, we all know we cannot please everyone. So at the end of the day, how many people have you seen in your childhood? How many people at your age right now, since you were a child, do you still keep in touch with? How many people were you with so close and more like brother and sister, childhood friends, or childhood kind of OGs and OBs, old school and old boys and old girls? How many do you still keep in touch with? How many are you still friends with? Why? Because life wears different masks. People are so much of wannabes. They wear different personas. So at the end of the day in life, we need to understand that what you see is actually not what you get. More of the saying that the grass will never be greener, and not all that glitters is actually gold. So you need to watch out on who you actually give your eyes, your attention. It's very important for you to differentiate who comes into your life. If you already knew them, try to understand if they are really, really valuable to you, or they are just, another kind of people who are not going to take you far on your journey to success. Harsh reality number 10. The poor stay poor because they always fail to learn. And this is the truth. Harsh reality number 10. The poor remain poor because they just never learn. They fail to learn. You see, characteristics of the poor are that they always have excuses for everything, okay? And they easily quit. They don't want to put in the effort. They don't want to. They easily accept their life situation at the moment. So if it's terrible, they'll accept it. They'll always call it destiny, fate. Okay? They don't want to fight more. They don't want to, put in much more effort like the other people do. They forget you can never get riches without experiencing failure. Failure is one thing that will always meet you along your journey to success. The moment you don't understand this, you'll be off the rail. You need to understand that, I'm going to repeat this, failure is always going to meet you on your journey to success. Failure, I'll repeat it one more time. Failure is always going to meet you on your journey to success. And there's nothing you can do about it. So this is the best time for you to brace yourself, feel more comfortable with the life that you have right now, and try to improve yourself. There's so many kind of tools that we always recommend if someone wants to be a better individual and become successful in life. Some of those tools include learning. You need to embrace the habit of learning, because you can never be, no one is a mountain. No one is perfect. No one is a man's island. No one. Why? Because we were never born perfect. All of us have our imperfections. We have our weaknesses. At the end of the day, we need to understand this, that in life, we need to always constantly learn. Look at most of the richest people, okay? Look at the likes of Bill Gates, the Zuckerbergs, the Who's, all these guys, they constantly learn. They constantly learn. So one of the tools that is going to get you out of your poverty, out of your poor state, don't keep on cursing the rich. Get to learn. Start learning. Search for those books. Do some research. Do some consultation and start learning. That is tool number one. Tool number two is you need to have self-development. You have to be creative. You don't just stand there. You need to be creative in life. So you have this idea, but make sure it's creative, make sure it's different, make sure it can ignite any person that listens to it. The other tool that you can use to actually get out of poverty is actually being hardworking. Whatever you decide to do, give it 100, give it your best. This is the only way you're going to achieve success. The other way that you would like not to miss out on the other tool would be that you need to embrace flexibility. You need to be adaptable to anything that comes up. We are in COVID-19. This is the situation that we're in right now. We're in a crisis. We're in an economic reset. Everywhere you go, all over the world, in every part of the world, we are in an economic and financial reset. So what do? We need to understand that at the end of the day, you need to constantly be able to be flexible with what comes up. Okay, right now we are seeing so many people going online. Why? Because they've understood the power of actually being online. You can actually work even under a crisis. So be adaptable, be flexible, learn more, be creative, and hard work will always pay. So work hard, learn more, be flexible, and be creative. And at the end of the day, you are going to improve your quality of life, and eventually you will never be called yourself a broke man or a poor man, and you will welcome yourself or introduce yourself to the rich world if you follow those tools. Harsh reality number 11. Happiness comes from what you do for others. So ideally, what we're talking about here is that you can never be happy if you haven't helped another person to be happy. Ask yourself these questions. Are you happy? Question 1. Question 2. What caused this happiness? That is question number 2. Question number 3. Okay. Who actually helped me get happy? Because we live in a world, we are in an ecosystem. We don't live alone. You don't wake up and say, I'm in this world alone. No, there are people with you. There are people, me and you, as we talk right now. There are different people. You are watching me right now, and I'm also talking to you right now. But at the end of the day, this is what makes the ecosystem, and this is what makes us bond. So at the end of the day, I can make you happy by giving you this piece of inspiration that I'm always releasing in this different series of life. But at the end of the day, it's also, you can also make me happy by commenting down below and, you know, following us here and you know, subscribing and always remembering to always, you know, share everything that we, and also get to like everything, all the content that we try to deliver to you. So you can never be happy if you cannot make the other person happy. You need to understand this harsh reality of life. If you don't get it straight, believe you me, you are not going to go far. You will only achieve temporary happiness. You will not achieve substantial happiness. You need to help others get happy for you to also get happy in the long run. Harsh reality number 12. Being busy doesn't necessarily mean that you are actually, you know, better, or you're living a good life, or you are worthwhile. So being actually busy will never actually mean, it's not directly proportional to actually being productive. How many people say they are busy? How many people do we see that are being busy, but they never actually have anything to show? Why? Because this is how funny life gets. So at the end of the day, you need to understand that being busy only means that you are actually paying attention to things that are more urgent to you, but in the actual sense, these things aren't important. All right? There are 4 important pillars of life. Anything that falls out of these 4 pillars is something you shouldn't waste your time on. Pillar number 1 is your health. Pillar number 2 is always going to be your safety. Pillar number 3 is going to be your freedom. And pillar number 4 is going to be your right to freedom of speech. So at the end of the day, if you have the right health, and if you are safe, and you are free to talk about anything, and you can maintain your relationships, then those 4 pillars, health, relationships, safety, freedom, then you are going to be living a life that is more important. You'll be making more important decisions, not urgent decisions. And at the end of the day, you're not going to say you're busy. Why? Because you already know what's important, and you can separate it from what's urgent and actually, ideally, what's important. There's so many times you think something is urgent, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's actually important. Not necessarily. Okay? So that's harsh reality number 12. Harsh reality number 13. Everyone you know will eventually die. This is a sad reality of life. This is something some people don't actually want to, you know, get used to and try to accommodate and you know, understand in life. But the sooner you understand this, is the more you prepare for your hereafter. It's very important for each one of us, especially our Muslim brothers and even our Christian brothers and sisters. It's important for you to understand that at the end of the day, you never forget that in this life, there's a time you're not going to exist. Your brother, your mother, your father, your relatives, your friends, everyone is going to cease to exist. Okay? So in this life, make the most out of it, but you should always keep in mind that at the end of the day, you need to prepare for the hereafter, because it's a longer time. Harsh reality number 14. Your urgent problems won't matter 5 years from now. I'm going to give you the 5-year rule. It's very easy, and it's very, very educative. All right? In everything you do, ask yourself one question. In 5 years from now, will what I'm doing, will this action actually make sense to me in 5 years? When you see that the things you're doing, the actions you're trying to take, or you want to take, or that you're going to take, cannot make any impact in the next 5 years, please, I advise, don't you ever do it. Comment down below if I'm communicating to you. All right? That is harsh reality number 15. And the last harsh reality is, you are just a tiny organism on this rock of a surface that we call Earth. All right? What does this mean? Harsh reality, the last one, it means that you're not special. Okay? You're just a tiny organism out of, say, what, 8 billion people that are on this planet Earth. You're just a tiny organism, and about 70 billion living things that don't even care or know that you exist. So what does this mean? That at the end of the day, you need to be humble. You need to be kind. You need to be polite. You need to be courteous to everyone and give back to people as much as you can. Thank you so much for watching us today. Don't forget to follow us. Don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share and spread the message that we are trying to share with you and give you every single series of hours that we bring to you today. And this has been the Business and Lifestyle Show. Thank you for watching the Muslim channel. We will be back next time, and cheers.